Guys, welcome to my videos. So guys, in this video I'm going to discuss a sensitive topic. This is about harsh realities of Indian IT industries or future of Indian IT, whatever term you use, but I'm going to discuss about Indian IT industry, how it has changed throughout the years. So guys, I have spent 17 years in the IT industry and I want to talk to you about a lot of changes that I have seen throughout the years. So some very good days I have seen, some bad days also I have seen. So guys, if you want to really analyze what's happening now and you want to relate it, you have to take a few steps back. You have to go 26 years before, in the year 1999, when the whole world was struggling with the problem of Y2K. I used to be in my school during those days and I used to see news articles about this on, of course, like on television. We had like cable connection and lot of dish. We used to use this term cable operator terms. Those things were common those days. So we knew about it. So Indian professionals played a vital role in taking the world away from this problem. Now, because of this, a phenomena was created where, because of increase in internet speed, increase in connectivity with acceptance of internet, certain jobs can be done remotely. That is where this like IT industry got the boom. Okay, BPO or whatever you say. How? Because India never had lack of population, right? But year around that time, we saw massive increase in education, I would say. Especially if you do some deep research, you will find lot of higher educational institutions like engineering colleges. They were being established in those years, and they were like producing a lot of skilled. I mean, some of you may not agree with this term skilled because it's a broad term, but yes, educated professionals who could speak English, who could like communicate in English, and they were qualified to do a lot of jobs. So with the emergence of connectivity, company employers in Western world, when they found that they can hire cheap labor and they don't even have to bring the labor to their country, these people can do the jobs right from India, and they have the skills, they have the knowledge of the language, they can communicate, and the companies can still achieve the goals. So that is where IT industry got the boom. I remember like when I was in college, okay, engineering college, I would say, our intention, what was our intention? Placement. I'll be very honest to you. We always used to read the placement numbers, right? Even in the first year of the college, we were very much interested. Oh, this company has come to our college. How many people they have hired? How many people they have hired? And everyone, even in today's world. So let me tell you, when I was in my first year, second year, I had seen hiring by top Indian IT companies, let's say TCS, Wipro or whatever. I would have seen them in 2 digits, 50 people, 52, 60 something. But when I was in third year of my college, and next year was my placement around that was the time I saw that sharp increase. Instead of tens, these numbers had reached hundreds, and after few years they even reached thousands. So why did it happen? Because this was the time when online resolution was going through. More and more companies were going online and they need skilled workforce to do. Every company wanted their website, their systems to be upgraded, and we all know that only change is permanent. And this was the time when the change was going on, then they needed the workforce. But everything comes to a circle. Okay. With the time, we see what is the motivation, what is the core principle behind IT? Solve the problems, automate things, achieve better results. So the way the development goes, it hits back in terms of like the way things started getting automated. Now they are hitting back. Now imagine late 90s, if a company wants to have a website, okay, they need some hosting provider, website designer, and so many things, right? Now what are they going to do? Wix.com website is ready using the templates, right? How much time it takes? Just few minutes, right? They don't need to hire a developer to write the codes. Everything is written. You can manage it yourself. So now, do they really need the same number of people? No. But still the growth was going on because more and more organizations were being onboarded or were going towards IT industry. Okay. So that's how it was going towards the up trajectory. But now, let me tell you what happened in recent years. Why recently we saw that TCS is firing 2% of its workforce, and other companies, Microsoft and all. We have, like, it's available everywhere. We have seen this everywhere, that things are going in the negative way. Why this is happening, and what's the solution? Who is responsible? Now consider the structure of IT, Indian IT. So top 2 to 3% people. Okay, before I even describe that, when I tell you IT, there are two subgroups. One is product, one is service. So IT products means the companies, those who produce products. Let's say Microsoft has so many products. Google, they have so many products. They provide Microsoft like tools, Google tools, whatever. Fine. Next level is service. So these service people use these tools and provide services. So on top, like 2% of workforce in IT work in these product based companies, those who actually design the tools. Next level people, they just use these tools and provide services. That's where the challenge is happening. Now in Indian IT industry, you see a lot of people are being fired, and low pay scale. So there are various reasons, and I'm going to discuss. So this video could be long, but you need to understand why it is becoming long. So coming to service based industry. So service based industry, now the challenges employees face and why they are many of them are like becoming obsolete. So have you heard the rule of 40 in IT? So that means if someone becomes 40, many organizations, not all, consider them liabilities. Why? Because according to them, these people need higher pay because of their higher experience level. They are slow in learning because they are no longer young, and their absorption or adaptability rate is no longer the way it used to be 10 years before, which might be true in certain cases. I am not denying it completely. So this is where people are losing a lot of jobs because they're not able to adapt. Second point is the way things are evaluating, platforms are evaluating. Few years back, like I remember when I had joined IT industry, we used to use Visual Studio 2007 something in Microsoft. Now which version of Visual Studio people are using, and which technologies? We used to see like Java coding, but how many people are working in Java coding nowadays? Things have taken over, client based scripting and other things. Everything is going on, automation, Copilot. So things are changing, things are evaluating, and maybe like a lot of people are not able to adapt to it. So if you're not able to adapt to it, you are no longer an asset. You are gonna become a liability sooner or later. So this is a lesson that if you want to survive in the IT industry, you have to. Now coming to some recent realities, like apart from firing that we had seen, many people complain about salary. That salary hike isn't going through. Companies are not increasing the pay scale of freshers, especially in last many years, compared to what it used to be before, and people are not even getting proper promotions, hike. I mean, it's not matching the way other cost of living are increasing. Okay. Now, the biggest reason for this is the huge gap or something that is increasing every day between supply and demand. India is still producing a lot of educated professionals. So if you are in a job and your expectation is towards a higher salary, and if you think that, oh, I will not do this job at this salary, what do you think is going to happen? Thousands of people are ready outside your organization's gate, who are ready to come in and uh, do the work even at lower pay scale that you are getting now, and for higher number of hours. So companies know this very well. Okay. Certain government policies are also impacting, like tax-free regimes have been ended. Back to office policies are also impacting, no doubt, because when employees are working remotely, lot of costs can be saved. Because if there's an office where 1,000 people are coming to work, there are costs associated with it: housekeeping, internet provider, utility cost, water cost, whatever you say. So if people are working from home, these costs don't exist, or at least they are reduced. But now companies have to pay, so they are going after employees because they have to maintain their cost at the end, right? Coming to the delay in joining, now many people, even in my batch, I had seen, it's not something new. Some people got their joining 1 year later, but nowadays it's becoming even 2 or even more years after their course is over and they were hired in the campus placement. So, sir, if you are hired in a service based industry, okay, now these service based industries rely totally on the incoming projects that they forecast that they are gonna do in in the time ahead, and based on that they hire their workforce so that they can apply this workforce over there. So if there is any delay in those projects, there is any change, there is reduction in budget, and number of reasons, and that's going to directly impact the joining date for these people. It's happening. This is called nowadays it's being called onboarding bench. In my time, to be honest with you guys, I did not hear about this onboarding bench, but nowadays I do hear. So this is going on, and yes, it is a reality. Yes, you might not find it familiar. Coming to this, like, what's the solution of it? So guys, solution is something that we all know. Now the law of nature, many people say, is like what? Survival of the fittest, but now it's not. In this industry is survival of the adaptable. If you can adapt, if you can adapt, you can survive. If you cannot adapt, you're not going to survive. So you have to survive. I know it's very easy to say and hard to do, but you have to. You have to see, and you have to upgrade your skill. AI is definitely uh, causing a lot of job loss, no doubt, because AI is a team member that is in your team that doesn't need any compensation, any day off, any hike, and it's much more efficient than you in producing results and can learn things quicker in a flash that not possible by a human. If you are taking a week to complete a project and submit analyze a project and prepare reports, for example, AI can do this within a minute. So there is no way a human can compete with AI, and that's it. So an employer, even here in Canada, I have spoken to some people who were recently laid off. They were not in IT industry, but just to give you an example, they were in finance sector. So when they were fired, like, they were told, like, whatever job you are doing it for such a high amount of salary, with this AI I'm getting results for the free. This is what was told to them, and they were speechless. Nothing they could do. It's the reality. So guys, like, I still know many people who are doing very good in IT industry. So my message to all of you is adapt to the changes, because if you don't, you're gonna lose. And because of this disparity between um demand and supply, you have to be careful, constantly evolve yourself, then only you can survive in this industry. And one more thing I would say, guys, in today's world, in order to survive, just don't depend on one income source. Have some other income source. It could be anything acceptable. I'm not telling you to do anything illegal, never, ever, forever. but do something that can earn your bread and butter in case of any disaster. Have proper savings. That's what I would say, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel.